Saturday Night Soccer from Sherman. Texoma returns home after sailing unprecedented waters, coming off 3 straight wins for their first ever meeting against the South Georgia Tormenta. Philip Galati with you every step of the way. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. For the hosts, the club grabbed its first win in club history a little less than 1 month ago, right here at Bearcat Stadium, but they weren't done there. 3 straight for Texoma in the win column heading into tonight as we take a look at how they got there. As mentioned, their first in club history just a few weeks ago, 2-1 versus Union Omaha. This goal from Osmir Spengler did it into the side netting from just under 18 yards, and they continue that forward momentum. Head coach Adrian Forbes said this group is really starting to gel together and translate what we do on the training ground to the big moments on the pitch. One player that always comes up in the big moments for Texoma is their number 20, Solomon Asante, the man who is a USL legend, a back-to-back USL Championship MVP with the Phoenix Rising. He is the leader that head coach Adrian Forbes has looked to time and time again. He says when they need someone to step up, number 20 is always there. 3 goals and 1 assist for the Ghanaian on the season, and at just 5'3", you can never count Solomon Asante out. As for Tormenta, a little bit of a different story for the visitors coming into this match. They have been unable to pick up 3 points in their last 4 matches, but the results, head coach Ian Cameron says, haven't reflected the performance that this side has put together time and time again. Now it's about a complete 90 minutes from the squad. If they can do that, they can start to right the ship, and there's nothing better than a road test, said their head coach. As for who to watch on the pitch for South Georgia, it's hard to pick one player. So many individual talents that can come together and capable of producing great things. But their main man in midfield cannot be understated. Mason Tunbridge, the Londoner, has 5 goals to his name on the season, just 1 off pole position in the Golden Boot race over 9 appearances. His head coach Ian Cameron said he came into the season fitter, stronger, faster than ever before, ready to do what it takes and then some to get 3 points for South Georgia Tormenta, and knows what it takes to find the back of the net. So the first ever meeting between the South Georgia Tormenta and Texoma, moments away. A number of changes to talk to you about for the starting 11 for both sides, but first we step aside. Starting 11s and the opening half kick. When we come back, you're watching USL League One on ESPN+. Week 15 in USL League One. from the Lone Star State, the first ever meeting between Texoma FC and South Georgia Tormenta FC, moments away as we take a look at the starting 11 for both sides. And first, with the hosts, Adrian Forbes going to 5 at the back. Preston Kilwine on the left, Will Perkins on the right. Will slide back a little bit more defensively across that back 3 line. The reigning player of the month, Javier Garcia, in net for Texoma, with up top Solomon Asante. We spoke about him a little earlier, but to his right is Luke McCormick, the Derby, England native, with his first start in USL League One. As for South Georgia Tormenta, head coach Ian Cameron has gone with this 11 to start the match. Austin Pack, the Georgia native, in net with the back 4 across the line. Tabo Nare getting his 3rd start of the season, slotting in for Jackson Kasanzu, who is on red card suspension. Mason Tunbridge leading the way in goal scoring with 5 to his name in the heart of midfield. Aaron Walker just in front on the left with Taylor Gray on the right. And Yaniv Bazzini, the reigning college champion with the Vermont Catamounts, up top for South Georgia. Rachel Sweat's whistle sounds, and we are underway from Bearcat Stadium. Texoma in the black with the red trim headed to the left. South Georgia in the all-white headed to the right. Early chance for Asante trying to get by Jimenez on the byline, going down, and the referee waves it off. Excellent chance for Perkins, rather, who got behind Oscar Jimenez and goes down, but didn't look like he was really going to be able to get on the end of that touch. Head coach Ian Cameron had a chance to speak with him earlier this week for South Georgia. Spoke on a number of penalties that this side have conceded in matches, silly challenges, he said, that didn't need to be made. Nearly right from the off, another one to add to the tally. Asante. Spengler looking for help, has it on the far side. Texoma in their first season in USL League One, putting together their first win in club history just a few weeks ago over the reigning USL League One champions, Union Omaha, and follow that up with not 2, but 3 wins in a row, back to back to back for the first time. Head coach Adrian Forbes, we had a chance to speak with him earlier this week, spoke on how well this squad has gelled together over recent weeks. It's not easy creating a lineup from scratch, asked to bring in 20 some odd players who have never played together. And see what they can create as a whole unit. They have done that and then some, but they're on the back foot here. Bazzini looking for help, has Gray to his right, trying to go himself and losing his footing. Now Texoma trying to break. Perkins is racing forward. Asante will try and find him. Perkins unable to curve the run. Already Will Perkins getting forward. I mentioned how this team will play with a number at the back. They've gone with 4 plenty of times this season. Sometimes can shift into a 3 with 2 very high wingers in possession. Will Perkins, one of them. 1 assist already to his name this season for the Detroit native. Played his college ball with Michigan State, and the reigning USL League One player of the month, Javier Garcia, cleaning things up at the back. Good ball over the top. Taylor Gray chasing it to the byline, was outside the area. Couldn't use his hands, and the first corner of the night goes the way of the visitors. Gabriel Cabral standing over it. Not a ton of options in the box, would do well to find one. And it's a wide open header. Back into the mixer, off a shoulder. And instead it was ruled to come off the arm.
Free kick brought to you by Terry Jones Insurance Agency.
Number of players forward. Tamo Nare unable to steer his body into it. Just misjudged it in the Texas sun. Nare making his third start of the year, 21 years of age. Someone who head coach Ian Cameron has praised this year for experience beyond his years. A young player, but can play left back, center back, anywhere we need him on the back line, said his head coach Ian Cameron. High praise filling in for Jackson Kasanzu, who has started 8 matches this year for South Georgia. Came off of Preston Kilwine last. Mason Tunbridge fighting for it. 24 years of age, 5 goals to his name. There are 4 names on 6 goals so far in USL League One. Gray standing it up. Walker is there! Volleying it high. Across a bit behind him and really swiped at it. Walker just didn't hold up his run. Does well to check back for it and goes for power when he should have gone for placement. "34 years of age. A playing career that has spanned all over the globe, formerly with the USL Academy in France. Also played with the Cardiff U21 side in Wales. Baker. And an apologetic palm on the part of Perkins. Whistle stays silent despite the appeals from the Texoma technical area. We've seen 2 early chances for Tormenta. The flag will stay down against Walker as he tries to concoct a third. Dre. Nare. Flipped forward, difficult one to deal with. Pizzini trying his best to vie for it and wins the throw. And Coach Ian Cameron spoke about the importance of scoring first in this match. That may be the key for the momentum swing that South Georgia has been looking for. That one swung in by the skipper, Gabriel Cabral, and just wide of the mark. Whipped it in, good delivery over the head of the defender, and Tunbridge with the thumbs up, just unable to get there. And Coach Ian Cameron saying earlier this week, quote, "First goal matches makes a big, big difference. In the matches that we've scored first in, we either get all 3 points or at least fight to get a result." That's something they've been looking for in recent weeks, but this Texoma team knows how to rally. Their last match against Richmond, they conceded in the 7th minute, but still rallied to win 2-1. They may concede again early here, but it's a big stop. The second opportunity finds the back of the net. Gabriel Alves onto the rebound. Tormenta onto the scoreboard inside 10 minutes. And right on cue, South Georgia get that early goal. So much space on the far side for Bazzini. Wrongfoots his mark. Garcia gets big, cutting off the angle. But Alves is first to react to the rebound. Keeps it low, picks his spot in the side netting. And it's 1-0 Tormenta in Texas. A first of the season for the Sao Paulo native. And that point of emphasis for head coach Ian Cameron and getting the early goal has come to fruition. But to continue the point that was being made, Texoma knows how to rally from conceding first. Their most recent outing against Richmond, the kicker scored in 7 minutes. Joshua Kirkland with his 5th of the season for the hosts, but Texoma responded right away. Teddy Baker got his 2nd of the season in the 19th minute, 1-1 going into halftime. And Solomon Asante scored in the 73rd minute to steal all 3 points for a 3rd consecutive win.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Tormenta FC goal scorer number 3, Gabriel Alves.
This team has started to find its shape, said head coach Adrian Forbes, and it's been built around an identity of a side that does not back down. Another shaped ball in behind. The offside trap for South Georgia working wonders.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A caution has been issued by the referee to Texoma FC coach Adam Lewis on the 9th.
Reed Valentine, a Dallas native, just 19 years of age, holding it down on the far side. Spent his freshman and sophomore years of high school in Germany, 30 minutes outside of Munich, with a talent development camp there. Dre. Nare. Big switch on to the far side, and Gray underneath it. Headed back in front. Tunbridge second to it. Cleared away. Big win in midfield by Spengler, and his pass is picked away. Important touch from Oscar Jimenez. After playing that pass, Spengler went down. Saw the studs come up for that challenge. Referee waved advantage. Fighting for a 50-50 ball, but the leg was raised. Ajmir Spengler, the Tampa native, 4 goals to his name and 2 assists as well. The only player on Texoma to have multiple of each in the regular season.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoy the sounds of our drum line tonight. Let's give them a huge round of applause for coming on out and giving the beats.
Spengler, a player that has first and foremost the full trust of Adrian Forbes, said his head coach. Someone who has been in this league for a couple seasons, playing against his former side for the first time, South Georgia. 9 goals, 8 assists for them in 35 matches. Great ball in, and the header off target. Yaniv Bazzini wriggling free, getting a little bit underneath it in the end. It's another sumptuous delivery from the goal scorer this time, Gabriel Alves. Bazzini working his frame into a promising spot. Unable to steer it goalward. Headed on. Asante is there with the quick feet to find the return to Baker. Dispossessed by Jimenez again. Perkins going down. Dre immediately with a wave of the finger. Pointing to say that he didn't do it. There may not have been a ton of contact on the part of Alandre, but enough for the free kick. Ozzy Ramos to the right of it. Luke McCormick on the left. You favor the natural left foot of Ramos here for an in-swing delivery. Still some distance away. Requires some real venom to force Austin Pack to make a decision whether to come out for it or stay home. Will be Ramos to take, headed on and headed over. Chavez was in the mix for it. And it did come off of the captain, Jordan Chavez, last. Got a little bit ahead of it and had to work back. Great header down. Again, so much space on the far side. This is Cabral. Has the overlap with Alves. Into the box and nearly two. Tunbridge with the first time attempt. And it took a touch from a defender on the way through. South Georgia have attacked with such velocity so far this match, such speed to be able to switch the point of attack like that. One touch, two touch passes, really opening up space when they switch. Their main goal scorer this year, Mason Tunbridge, will take the corner kick. Second of the night for the visitors. Strong delivery and another big header from Bazzini. And at this rate, it won't be long till he finds the back of the net. Tormenta really working themselves free on these aerial duels. And look poised to do further damage to the Texoma back line. Stumble, Gray dispossessing the defender. Taylor Gray back with it. And Ramos swiping it away from danger. One-two on the overlap, dispossessed with the sliding challenge. The referee sounds the whistle and Ramos will have to be careful. He may have lost his cool there, and he has. A yellow card for an inappropriate reaction on the part of Ozzy Ramos. Comes in from behind, and there is contact there. But it's that sort of language that will not be tolerated. Ozzy Ramos, then the first player into the book tonight. Picks up his fourth yellow card this season, tied with JP Jordan for the most on Texoma. Gabriel Cabral standing over it. 18 minutes gone from Sherman. Tormenta looking to double the advantage on the road, and this one well overhit. The USL on the CBS Sports Network kicks off the summer with a June 18th League One matchup. Forward Madison FC takes on newcomer Westchester SC at 8 p.m. Eastern. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network on Wednesday, June 18th. Ball to the far side that Nare is first to, back to safety with Pack. Texoma trying to keep numbers forward here. And the high press will be foiled by a foul. Gabriel Alves, the goal scorer, seems to be in a real spot of bother. Clever move on the cutback, and there is an errant stud in there from Luke McCormick. The Englishman starting his first of the season tonight. Made a handful of appearances for Nottingham Forest's U18 team in the Youth FA Cup. A club with a real history of pedigree. Shaped, direct ball. Met well in the air, and the second time by Texoma. Dre up for it. Gray dispossessed by the teenager Valentine. Now Tabonare going down, and frustration showing on the part of Ajmir Spengler. We'll get a strong warning from the official, Rachel Sweat. They've tried that direct ball a number of times now in Texoma, and it hasn't really come off the way they've been wanting it to. Tormenta stepping high on the build-up, but when Texoma wants to go long from the back, that's when they drop. Not taking any chances with the offside trap. And they've been first to those direct passes in behind on every occasion. Big coming together. Whistle stays silent. Valentine marauding forward and has McCormick to his right. Numbers in the area for the in-swinging cross. It's kept low. It's not cleared away, and it's 1-1! Will Perkins profits at the back post, and Texoma are level. A fortuitous bounce. Not that it will matter to 22 with his first of the year. It's a great ball in from the teenager, Reed Valentine, but it's not a great clearance. Taking a hop into the air. Perkins doesn't try to crush it, just picks his spot off the back post and in. As mentioned earlier, an early concession matters not to this side. They know how to rally, and they've done just that. Last time out, conceding in the 7th, scoring in the 19th. In their very next match, conceding in the 9th and scoring in the 22nd. How about that for deja vu? Level once again at Bearcat Stadium. And it was the buildup that profited for Texoma. The long ball in behind wasn't working, so they tried the 1-2. It's a good win in midfield by Valentine, who started the attack. Played the low cross, and it's a poor clearance at the back from the Tormenta defense. But there was a patience there from Texoma. They had possession in the final third, waited for their opportunity to strike, and then took it well. And now Tormenta may be ruining their earlier chances that they did not dispatch. Garcia all the way forward. Strong header in midfield, popped right back up by Kilwine. Perkins going down. And the Texoma faithful showing their support. And now this will be a yellow card for delay of game. Oscar Jimenez delays the restart, which is a bookable offense. And that's exactly what the official Rachel Sweat is explaining, once you hear the whistle, don't kick it away. It's a simple foul, nothing more. But then it's that play from Jimenez trying to go forward, passing it to nobody in white. Played a 1-2 that wasn't on. And Jimenez is booked for a delay of the restart. A two-time USL Champion Cup winner with Lou City will now walk a tightrope for the remainder of this match. Ramos will play it short. Time and space for Kilwine. Curling it to the back post. And nobody was there. A miscommunication.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A caution has been issued by the referee to Tormenta FC number 58.
Ramos poked it away, only as far as Alves, who stepped up quite high and still going. Well won by Baker. Dispossessed in turn by Gray. This match really continues to go at a frantic pace, back and forth, end to end. Not sustainable for either defense, and that's why both teams have scored. Was it kept in play? It was. Gray backed off by Ramos. Finding the captain, Cabral. Spengler nearly getting there. And Asante won't pressure further. Towering header once again by Valentine. 19 years of age, starting his 8th match this season, his 10th total. Walker saw the jersey pull from Teddy Baker. Was careful not to yank back any further, as that could be a very easy booking for the referee to spot. Asante wants help from his teammates. Hack was well out of his area, and head coach Adrian Forbes showing off the goalkeeper skills. Nearly able to pluck that one out of the air. Great ball in behind, and Hack sliding for it. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Perkins into the 18-yard box, looking for his second, it's blocked. Still alive, Asante 30 yards away. Baker dispossessed, and now Tunbridge on the turn. It's a great one, and he'll get the free kick. Tunbridge asking for further punishment on the part of Preston Kilwine, the Texas native. Stopping a promising attack can be ruled as a bookable offense, but it did look like there was a legitimate effort from Kilwine there to play the ball. Send it in the box again! And Tormenta back in front! Aaron Walker with his first of the season makes no mistake from 6 yards out. What a delivery that was Javier Garcia left speechless, and South Georgia restore their advantage. Clipped on the far side for Gabriel Alves, the goal scorer turn provider, on a dime for Aaron Walker. Splits the two defenders either side of number 28, who just cushions it into the netting. Garcia trying to make himself big, but can't cover a wide open man, especially not one of Aaron Walker's expertise. And right on cue, the play will take a momentary stoppage. 85 degrees here in Sherman, and the referee has issued a hydration break. What a match this has been, back and forth all night long. Tormenta scored 2 in a match for the first time since April the 20th. Aaron Walker, the captain in that game, on the road against the Charlotte Independents, but was not to be, with Charlotte scoring 3 and thus taking all 3 points. Both coaches having a chance to address their charge in front of an emphatic crowd here in Sherman. Touch of Gold band has brought the noise from the drum line all night long, and thousands decked out in red and white. So if you're just joining us, you've missed a heck of a game so far. But to recap, it was Gabriel Alves, that man's goal in the 9th minute that started proceedings. Will Perkins made it 1-1 in the 21st, and then Alves put it on a silver platter for Aaron Walker in the 29th. 3 goals through 30 minutes in Sherman. And there really is no telling how this match will end. Players sufficiently rehydrated and re-instructed. How will that change the last 15 minutes or so of the first frame? Texoma immediately getting a little bit wider on the pitch, having the time to build up now from the kickoff. Chavez is picking up his head to go long. Played short into safety, and it's right back with Tormenta and Taylor Gray. Tunbridge with space, trying a good delivery in behind, unable to thread the needle. Jimenez with the 1-2, able to get there. Tunbridge. Here's the yelps in midfield, and it's a brilliant dummy from Walker, just to alleviate the high press. Tormenta keen to go back to safety under pressure, having the numbers behind the ball to really build this one up. It's been a patient sequence from the visitors. Gray, nifty footwork, good delivery, big collision in the box. And Jordan Chavez is hot. Fazzini was there with him. The captain for the hosts cutting out what looks to be a very promising attack, and that's why he was upset. Bent down to head it away, and there was some contact from Yaniv Fazzini, trying to fight for it, but still in a dangerous area. Jordan Chavez, the second ever signing of Texoma, a tried and true leader, said his head coach Adrian Forms. He had the respect of the locker room straight away, said Coach Forbes. And that's why he was given the armband. He's played a key role in helping everyone in this team develop, but particularly, said Coach Forbes, Reed Valentine, the teenager to his right. Garcia with an awkward volley for it, and Tormenta wants to go quickly. He's not back in his area. Retreated now. Cabral asking someone to make the run. Defended in close quarters by Spengler. Intercepted and one right back. Tormenta really keeping a stronghold on possession in the final third here. This is Gray into the 18, stymied by Calfo. Joining the team from the Australian second division, Angelo Calfo. Jimenez on the left, acrobatic attempt from Bazzini, who lost his balance going for it. The defending NCAA national champion with the Vermont Catamounts. The first national championship of any kind for the school in a sport that was not alpine ski racing. A dramatic victory in extra time on the final stage. Someone who his head coach, Ian Cameron, said has really adjusted well to the tempo and the pace, the demands of the professional game. Can come up big in big moments. Tunbridge from distance into the tree. That one stayed stuck up there. Hopefully someone's got a ladder for the ball kid. Always one to fancy a go from that sort of distance, Mason Tunbridge, and why not? When you have 5 goals on the season, in the conversation for the Golden Boot. Ramos pleading his case. Alves went down, play goes on. Falls to Ozzy Ramos. On the turn is Baker. Perkins has stayed wide. Adrian Forbes barking out orders. What's he got up his sleeve? First time we've seen Texoma get this high up the pitch since conceding. Baker's cross off of Stretch, who couldn't get there before it crossed the byline. Adrian Forbes pleading for a yellow card for time wasting. Perkins. Kilwine gets the 1-2 with Will Perkins. Stood up to the back post and Pack claiming comfortably. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Detroit City FC face off against Miami FC on June 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. 39th minute from Sherman. Philip Galati with you for the first ever meeting between Tormenta and Texoma. It has been a very fun watch thus far. Both sides have seen their respective phases of dominance, but really it has been Tormenta in front, deservedly so by pace of play and as well by the expected goal stat for the XG aficionados among you. 0.82 for Tormenta, 0.35 for Texoma. But again, since conceding, this is the first time we've really seen Texoma keep the ball, win the 50-50s, win back the second ball when they lose it. Taylor Gray wins it back, and Chavez could have taken that down, instead forced it out. Gabriel Alves in no hurry to restart play. 2 assists on the season coming into tonight. He's got a goal and assist through 40 minutes of play. '20 College Cup champion with the Marshall Thundering Herd, the team that finished runners-up last year to Yaniv Bazzini's Vermont. Gray. Going down was Walker, stretching for it to no avail. And there is a much more measured tempo about Texoma now. Kilwine looking long, asking a lot of Asante, and Forbes asking his players forward. I haven't seen a ton of Solomon Asante tonight. Credit to South Georgia for keeping him very quiet. But if number 20 has anything to say about it, he won't stay silent for long. Tunbridge turning, shaping it for Bazzini. And a little bit too much underneath it. Almost forced back, nervy moment there. A number of white shirts still forward. And now it is Tormenta slowly imposing their philosophy of play. Brave header on the part of Baker, poking it through for Asante, and the flag will go up. The assistant referee with a chuckle and the shake of the head. Ben Kyler with the flag, making the call. And it does look from that angle that Solomon Asante is beyond Callum Stretch. You could see in Stretch's gait, he was really holding up his run, trying to step up right at the last moment, and did so successfully.
Brought to you by Tilden Insurance Agency.
Perkins winning the second. Spengler stretching for it. Couldn't corral it with the first touch. Texoma keeping numbers high, forcing a clearance away. They do win it back. Chavez, heavy touch, just had to swing it for Valentine. Teenager just about letting it dance on the paint, but it stays in touch. Calfo urging his teammates forward and gets it short. Baker. Quite a loud yelp right in front of Adrian Forbes. Jimenez is on a yellow card. Maybe a final warning for the former USL champion, All-League Championship, All-League first team selection.
Free kick brought to you by Terry Jones Insurance Agency.
Perkins still pleading his case. A number of Texoma players, but it's not going to change the referee's decision. The last set piece we saw from Ozzy Ramos came up empty, a miscommunication on the training ground play. Jimenez is there to prevent a short pass. Ramos, better delivery this time. Allowed to bounce around before being carried away by Cabral. Gray stopped with a big challenge, and it will be a yellow card. Perkins with no attempt to play the ball, just trying to stop a promising attack. And it's a big coming together right in front of the referee. Perkins knew exactly the consequences of his actions and offers no protest as we enter the first of 3 minutes at a minimum of added time. Head coach Ian Cameron exchanging words. Pleading his case with the fourth official, Carlos Rodriguez. Adrian Forbes making his opinion known as well. The two really exchanging some words here. And there may just be a little bit more emotion going into the locker rooms than expected, but no better time than a 15-minute break to really reset, compose themselves, and find their respective ways to success. Just the 3 yellow cards so far this match. Ozzy Ramos and Will Perkins for Texoma. Scotty Jimenez for Tormenta. It's been a physical game, but a well-managed one from a refereeing standpoint. Big switch to the far side. Alves is there. 1-2 opens up for Valentine, if not for a good challenge in midfield by Gabriel Cabral. Not long now if Texoma want to try and get a second leveler before the break. This is McCormick. Back for Spengler. Playing McCormick into the area, and they do get that second leveler! The Englishman in his first start with his first goal, right on the cusp of halftime. Patient play paying off once again for Texoma. And a 4-goal opening 45 minutes in Texas. McCormick sets it back. Spengler, it's a great ball through 3 defenders. And McCormick has time to settle himself. The defender doesn't close him down. Alves went to dive in. McCormick with one more touch just to give himself space and reset for the shot. Keeps it low, past Pack. Nothing the goalkeeper can do from that sort of range. All square once again in Sherman. Sent forward again. Bazzini down for Walker, who goes down. Ramos was sliding in. Cabral in a heap, and the whistle will sound. The yellow card comes out. Teddy Baker is booked. A third Texoma player on a caution. And that's why the high boot on the leg of Gabriel Cabral, fighting for the bouncing ball. Teddy Baker getting his second goal of the season, last time out against Richmond on the road. And now gets his second yellow card of the season. This is quite a ways away. Cabral on the left, Tunbridge on the right. Only two in the wall for Javier Garcia, the reigning player of the month. Tunbridge is gonna have a go! And it's some stop from Garcia. Claiming and holding the ball. May's player of the month comes up big to keep it 2-2 going into the dressing rooms. What a real treat this first half has been. It is all to play for in the second. The first ever meeting between Texoma and Tormenta has been must-see soccer. Four goals split right down the middle at 2 apiece. South Georgia and Texoma level after half number 1. We've got a lot to talk about during the halftime show. News, notes, and plenty of new stuff around USL League One. See you soon. What an unbelievable half this has been. 2-2 in the first ever meeting between Texoma and Tormenta, and there were plenty of goals around USL League One last week. Josh Lill takes you through the highlights.
Portland Hearts of Pine heading to the state of Tennessee, and it was Azabi Adi getting Portland on the board quickly inside the 5th minute of play. Portland Hearts of Pine coming out to an early lead, then Chattanooga getting right back to work, and it would be Declan Waters who would even up the score, making it a 1-1 match. Such a gritty environment to play in the city of Chattanooga. And that wasn't it for the Red Wolves. Pedro Hernandez would record the game-winning goal, securing the win for Chattanooga, putting them 4th in the league table. Over to the state of Virginia, Texoma FC taking on the Kickers, and Josh Kirkland with a statement in the 7th minute. Giving the Kickers the lead here on this incredible finish. But Texoma, they've been on a roll. Teddy Baker would have a quick response to Kirkland's goal, evening up the match. Then Solomon Asante would secure the win, making it 3 in a row in league play for Texoma. Up to the state of New York, Westchester hosting Knoxville. A couple of red cards in this one, but it would be Prince Sadie giving the home side the lead early on in the second half. And Westchester feeling good, but then one Knox, after the celebrations, would come back here on a penalty. And who better to take it from the spot than Kempis Tequila? The match would finish even at 1 apiece. Westchester's been winless in league play since March 29th. And Charlotte Independence heading over to South Georgia Tormenta FC. The first league match for the Independents without Luis Alvarez, but it wouldn't be a problem. Christian Cheney would give Charlotte the early lead here on this penalty kick, but then we wouldn't see much scoring action until stoppage time in the second half. It'd be Fabrice Nga to put the match away, and that would move Charlotte into second position in the league table. And forward Madison, the latest to fall victim to a USL League One Sports Center goal. Jello Martinez with the heat from across the field and connects on a gem. It'll be the first win in all competitions for Union Omaha since April 15th against San Antonio in the US Open Cup. And Greenville Triumph SC hosting FC Naples, the high-flying newcomers on the road against one of the league semifinalists from just a year ago, and it's Carson Henderlong continuing his excellent rookie campaign with an opening goal. Then veteran Leo Castro would even things up for Greenville, and that would be all she wrote. The second 1-1 finish on the match week. And last but not least, a rematch from earlier this year. Spokane Velocity trying to go down to the AV Alta squad and snag another 3 points from Alta. They were unsuccessful. Ryan Claiborne's squad shut out the table toppers, making it a scoreless draw.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a loan, my friend. Take a loan for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was
Put the loan right on me.
totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Oh my goodness! Forward Madison finds the equalizer late!
It's inside, bang! Out in front, Westchester.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it. So whether you're chasing your goals or just staying active this summer, make sure to stay hydrated with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way.
Focus!
Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power,
Whatever it takes.
trusted for over 100 years. Tiger Balm's proven herbal blend tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger so that you can rise above pain. Let's make a Karate Kid. And get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the news and notes around USL League One. An interleague transfer record earlier this week as Luis Alvarez made his debut last weekend with the Tampa Bay Rowdies from the Charlotte Independents. Meanwhile, Portland's Bobby Murphy, the inaugural head coach of the Hearts of Pine, named the coach of the month for May with 5 games unbeaten. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, the Soccer Warriors, Trinidad and Tobago, represented on the international stage by Noah Powder, Matty James, and Denzel Smith at the upcoming CONCACAF Gold Cup. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule in USL League One. Later tonight, Spokane Velocity and Forward Madison kicking off must-see TV at 10 Eastern with the Hearts of Pine after an undefeated May taking on the defending USL League One champions Union Omaha Los Bujos at 6 Eastern. As we take a look now at the goal of the week in USL League One.
Nice moves. Legs one across. Into long. He does it again. The unstoppable scorer. Not just the first for Naples.
Is free, curls it into the area on the back post, headed loose. Oh, turned away by Garcia. Did it cross the end line? Union Omaha says it did. Wow, they will not get the call. Javier Garcia making a winning play. Lifted long towards Castro. Castro brings it down. Oh, what a save! Javier Garcia.
Javier Garcia in action tonight, so too is Teddy Baker and Solomon Asante. Asante getting on after notching the winner against Richmond with Adrian Forbes, the coach of the week, on the sidelines for Texoma tonight. A number of other names across this league with Chelo Martinez scoring from 50 yards in his return to Breese Stevens Field for his new colors with Union Omaha. And of course, Carson Henderlong after the goal of the week. Clever back heel finish. Slots in up top with the former Mingo, Christian Cheney. The Experience, presented by El Jimador Spike Bebidas, is a video docuseries that shows the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporter groups. The latest episode showcases the Forward Madison and their supporter group, The Flock, and is available on youtube.com/USL on June 17th.
The stakes are higher. You know what's on the line.
We're here to support the crest, the club, and the community.
This is what the Henny Derby's all about.
I don't know about other people, but I kind of get goosebumps.
We show up no matter what the weather is. In the snow, 35 degrees.
The club has developed, the team has developed, so has the fan base.
People in this town love this team, pack these stands out for every single game.
Let's take a look at the highlights from that first 45. Hard to pick just a couple clips from that opening half, but we start in the 9th minute, and the opening goal coming off the foot of Gabriel Alves. It's a great save from the reigning player of the month, Javier Garcia, but no help offered to him on the second attempt, and Tormenta get the early goal that head coach Ian Cameron wanted. However, it was not to be. 12 minutes later, a long ball from the back, well won by the teenager, Reed Valentine, settling it beautifully. Head on a swivel. Gets the 1-2 on the part of McCormick, and then his cross takes a wild deflection off the foot of Alondre. And Will Perkins won't mind one bit. Heads in for his first at the back stick to make it 1 apiece. But it was only level for another 8 minutes. Gabriel Alves scored the first, and look at the delivery on the second. Finding Aaron Walker on a silver platter, 6 yards out, opens up the hips and cushions it into the back of the net. Tormenta back on top. Thought they might be able to see out the first half, but no. First half stoppage time, and Luke McCormick, in his first start of the season in USL League One, gets his first goal. Expertly taken into the bottom right corner, fooling Alves on the 1v1, and Pack left alone on an island. 2-2 through 45 minutes. Tormenta with a staggering 9 shots, a lot of early chances, especially early headers. He's doing a good job of winning that aerial duel game, the 50-50 ball, especially in and around the 8-yard box. They have the 58% possession to show for it, but don't have more than 2 goals. 1 offside against Sullivan Asante, and 3 yellow cards at Texoma, as opposed to just 1 on the part of Oscar Jimenez for South Georgia. Now, what will both coaches have to say in this second half? Ian Cameron continuing his discussions with the 4th official, Carlos Rodriguez. We saw some discussions on the part of both head coaches toward the end of that first half. Solomon Asante has been kept somewhat quiet tonight, selected to the reigning USL League One Team of the Week, but it has mattered not for Texoma, finding success thanks in large part to the leadership of that man, Javier Garcia. Someone who his head coach, Adrian Forbes, has battled for his starting spot. Only 4 appearances on the season, waited for his time to shine, and took it brilliantly. Adrian Forbes has gotten a couple changes ready. Reed Valentine, the 19-year-old, will come off at the back. Check Bortnichuk will check into the match, as Ozzy Ramos in the heart of midfield will be replaced by Pila Lamini. South African, formerly of Lexington, grew up in a number of academies in his home country, including a couple appearances in the 1st and 2nd tiers of professional soccer in South Africa. Making his 3rd appearance of the season, 9 minutes in total for him in League One. So this to be his most significant temporal contribution by some margin. And Rachel Sweat sounds her whistle once again. No substitutions to report for Tormenta.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Substitution for Texoma FC in the 46th. Entering the match is number 17, Check Bortnichuk. Leaving the match is number 2, Reed
Check Bortnichuk, the 23-year-old, making his 7th appearance of the season, only his 2nd off the bench. So now, how will the philosophy change for both these teams? We saw 58% possession for Tormenta, particularly bossing it in the final third. Texoma only had a couple chances, but they made the most of them. 2 shots on target, 2 goals in the back of the net. Tunbridge, given space. As we saw in the first half, that midfield line for Texoma keen to sit back, hold their shape, pick their moments to go forward. Clever flick from Gray. Bazzini got back to check for it. Overhit it though. Spengler looking to lead the press for Texoma, allowing Asante maybe to check into midfield a little bit, out of possession. Curious to see if he'll stay as high as he did in the first half. Jimenez swinging it in, Kilwine first to it, Calfo the second. Dre back into the mixer. 2 Texoma players were there, and it falls kindly for Cabral. Jimenez skipped under his studs. Asante does check back a little bit deeper, allows space on the overlap. Bortnichuk racing to get there and unable to stretch for it. Czech Bortnichuk, a native of Poland, has represented his home country at the youth international level. Great composure from Alves. McCormick hounding him. He's really chasing that down with some emphasis. And Tunbridge's first touch will spin harmlessly out of touch. Preston Kilwine, a Lone Star State native. In his first appearance against his former side. Both him and Ajmer Spengler, formerly of South Georgia Tormenta. Before that, Kilwine previously in the USL Championship with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and the Charleston Battery. Both teams with a very lengthy resume of success. South Georgia, of course, league champions in 2022. Sent long again. Bortnichuk keeps this one in bounds. Time to stand it up, instead playing short for Baker, whose pass is intercepted. And now Tunbridge can counter. Lamini back in pursuit, and it's a great sliding challenge. Unfortunately for Angelo Calfo, he's used his arm to make it. Stopped the ball on a dime, and that's why. Fairly simple for the referee to call. The referee asking Tormenta to wait for the whistle. 3 yellow cards out of the pocket of Rachel Sweat for Texoma, just 1 for Tormenta. That may change if the intensity, the feistiness of that first half rolls on into the second. Alves, good delivery, forced Garcia to make a business decision. There may have been a shove there on the part of Bazzini. That's exactly what Javier Garcia is asking for. Javier Garcia had plenty of praises coming from his head coach Adrian Forbes. He had a chance to chat with him early this week. Only came into the starting role a couple of matches ago, had to work behind the scenes, said his head coach, fighting for his chance, and a bit of a shove on the part of Alves. But waited patiently for his time to shine and keeping clean sheets, and has been leading us strong from the back ever since, said his head coach. Very high praise for the Texas native. Played his college ball with UTRGV and formerly of another Texas team in El Paso. In fact, he spent his entire playing career in the Lone Star State, and no better way for a team in the heart of the Texoma region to look to a leader at the back and a local kid. Jimenez. Nare. He's looking for the forward ball. It's a great flick from Cabral. And Tunbridge is going to get there. Sets it back for Walker. Ran out of time and ran out of room as well. Dre on the second opportunity, clipping it in and clipping it over. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Baker. Great touch from McCormick. Closed down quickly, but keeps his wits about him to find Perkins. Back to the top of the key for Bortnichuk! Curling it over the bar, but only just. It's a great sequence from Texoma. Quickly out of the feet of Perkins. Bortnichuk knuckling it just over the bar, and Pack thought about getting a palm to it. Did well to know his surroundings in the end. Bortnichuk with 1 assist on the campaign, yet to open his goal-scoring account. Nare, skyward, Gray in a foot race in which he will run out of real estate. Seen a number of those passes from the 21-year-old Tabonare. Had a brief stint in Europe with a couple of semi-pro teams in Spain. His 3rd start of the year. Someone who his head coach Ian Cameron highlighted in particular for his experience, despite being one of the younger members of this roster and of this league. Someone with a really promising career ahead of him. He's had his hands full tonight with Texoma on their 3-game winning skid. And how about the confidence from Javier Garcia? Coming together in midfield on the part of Pela Dlamini. Take another look at the composure on the part of Javier Garcia under real pressure here. Pizzini pursuing, and whoop! It's so well done from the reigning player of the month in USL League One. There was that challenge in midfield. It's really left a player in a spot of bother. I believe it's Alondre. Ian Cameron giving some instruction to his young center half.
Texoma FC fans, mark the calendar to shop those boots on Saturday, June 24th.
Alondre in his first professional contract after graduating from Florida Gulf Coast.
But don't just show up early. The party starts at 5:30 p.m. with a pre-game tailgate bash, food trucks, music, games, and good vibes all around.
It has been a very hot night here in Sherman. Dre will try and soldier on. A good sight to see him back on his own 2 feet. making his 8th appearance of the season, all starts. And Cameron has put some real confidence in the young professional. And he will be welcomed back onto the pitch. Gray looking long, not closed down. Taylor Gray certainly is, but he's going to try and use his speed. Perkins not fooled. That's been a really enticing battle to watch. Will Perkins, after scoring his first of the season in the 21st minute, number 22, goes down, and the referee has seen something. There was a shove on the part of Cabral. The referee, instead of issuing a free kick, has elected for the restart to be retaken. Just a coming together. Just a chance to settle the tempers a little bit. Perkins not messing about. Stretch behind it. Nare. Spengler put the challenge in, wanted it short. Instead, that's a big sliding challenge right in front of the 4th official, and the yellow card already out of the pocket for Gabriel Alves. This is really well done from Luke McCormick. Good bit of sportsmanship as well from Alves. McCormick slows his pace right before he sees the challenge coming in. See there, he picks his head up right before the defender closes him down, and that's when he switches the pace of play. Really steps on the gas, takes a big long stride forward. That kind of heads-up play is exactly what you need from a striker with their back to goal that maybe is seeing a ton of the ball, has to make something happen on the counter, doesn't have the options around him, and makes a play. McCormick did get his first goal of the year right at the end of the first half. To add on to his 1 assist so far this season in his very first start. He's made 4 appearances in League One, all coming off the bench. Earned his way into the first 11, and so far has really proven not only to Adrian Forbes, but the Texoma faithful why he deserves to be part of this club. Bazzini picking the pocket of Glamini, and Glamini getting back for it. Puts an apologetic palm up. Good hustle play from the substitute. There's a big challenge. Dre was late for it. And a speculative attempt that wouldn't have counted. Teddy Baker now in a spot of bother. The Ipswich Town Academy product in his native England. Former 2nd-team All-American at Hofstra. That's why there's not a lot in it in terms of anything more than just a foul, but it is a foul. It's a late stud on the part of Alain Dre. Texoma now appearing to use a double pivot with Baker there and Glamini as well. Bazzini has stepped up higher. It's 4-4-2 on paper for South Georgia, but really it's operating much more like a 4-4-1-1 out of possession. Asking for support. Amini was there. Another big coming together. Referee this time with a shake of the head. Sante checking back. Finding Spengler. His team is dangerous when those two connect. Home fans urging Texoma forward. McCormick and Spengler in tandem. McCormick broke free. Dragged the defender, but not much space, as now Ian Cameron prepares to make a triple change. Spengler going down right in front of the substitutes, and Alves has to be careful. One of two Tormenta players on a yellow card. It looks like it will be time for that change rather to be made. Jonathan Nianjo will come on up top for Taylor Gray. Oscar Jimenez to be replaced at the back by Mikel Rashid. And Niall Reed-Stephen will go into the midfield for Mason Tunbridge. Well, one player in particular to highlight there is number 23, Mikel Rashid, who is just joined South Georgia Tormenta. Former Asheville man in USL League Two.
Number 11, Jonathan Nianjo. Leaving the match is number 10, Taylor.
Was eligible for tonight, 10 a.m. this morning. Make his debut 12 hours later. How about the noise from the drumline tonight? Walker racing the byline, cuts it back. Nobody held the run. Nianjo was there for it, but second to it for Tormenta. Coming up on the halfway point of this second half from Bearcat Stadium in Sherman. Philip Galati with you. USL League One on ESPN+. First ever meeting between these two sides. We've yet to see a goal in this second half. It's been much more back and forth, but both defenses really battening down the hatches, as it were, finding their shape, winning duels, and being a little bit more careful with building up from the back. Here's the new man, Mikel Rashid, urged forward, stays up high. Reed-Stevens sending it in. Good header at the back post. And it's off the football goal. Jonathan Nianjo worked himself free, the 22-year-old former Mac Herman finalist at UNC Charlotte. The award annually given to the best player in all of college soccer. Coach Adrian Forbes will look to his bench. Solomon Asante's night is done. It will be instead Brandon McManus, the 23-year-old from Louisville, to enter the contest up top. Now this will really change things in terms of build-up for Texoma. Asante keen to check back into that number 10 role, operating in the half space between midfield and the forwards. Wants to be on the ball, wants to dribble at players, wants to take guys on, knows how to make things happen. Meanwhile, Brandon McManus, more of an out-and-out forward, a true number 9, going to use his body to his advantage, try and invite contact from players and use his frame to shield them off hold things up, wait for his teammates to join the attack. So that may change how Texoma wants to operate, as now both managers have exhausted 3 of their changes. Gabriel Cabral is over it. A little bit of afters as well in the midst of that dead ball. We're told to take one more step back. What has Cabral got in the locker? Lofted delivery. There's going to be one more header. And away from danger for now. Lamini, not a convincing clearance. Cabral down. And Steven was trying to battle for it, and McCormick will go to safety. Send it long for McManus, who was encouraged to sprint for it. Wasn't going to get there, though. Thought they would try to play that to his feet. No, instead they're going to send him in behind that long direct ball. Route 1, as it were. Try and use his pace. Tormenta have really done well in the organization of their offside trap and holding their line. It's going to be really difficult to break them down with one pass like that. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Lamini slicing that one out of play. Texoma are going to go direct. Tormenta may find the success that they did in the first 10 or 15 minutes of this match, dominating possession, winning the second ball. It has been Texoma with the slight edge in possession, 51% so far in the second half. McManus, there's that hold-up play, finding Spengler. Numbers forward here for Texoma, but some of them have to make the run. Bordachuk stayed wide. Will have a go! Stings the netting, but the outside of it. Another try on frame for Maciek Bordachuk. Not afraid to shoot tonight. And why not? It's another good attempt. Difficult angle. Head pack scrambling for it. It's a good height to try and beat the goalkeeper. Yaniv Bazzini's night is done. The man up top for Tormenta will be replaced by Sebastian Vivas, leading goal scorer with 8 last year for South Georgia. Has 2 so far this campaign. His 9th appearance of the season and his 6th coming off the bench. Dre. Rashid. Seen a lot of the ball despite signing for the team earlier today. Coming together right in front of the referee. The whistle stayed silent. It was a yelp of pain, but it looked like a clean challenge. Bordachuk forced all the way back and into the waiting wings of Tormenta. Cabral. Reed Steven. Time and space afforded for the cross. Diving header away. And Spengler wants to go for the counter. McManus fools his mark. 2-on-1 opportunity. Bortnichuk with Spengler in support. Bortnichuk keeping it himself. It's a heavy touch and a big collision. Austin Pack is down, bravely defending his goal. It is a huge clash in the 18-yard box. Maciek Bortnichuk right there. It's too big of a touch, and then he slides in. He's second to it. Keeps the studs low, but it's a very hefty challenge. Austin Pack, the Georgia native, with a big-time play, body on the line. Second in saves last year in the league. Before that, in 2023, set a league record in saves. The yellow card has come out for Maciek Bortnichuk. It is a fourth Texoma player into the book. That is a real let-off for Texoma. A great play from Spengler. A better touch from McManus, using his body, as mentioned earlier when he came on, to fool the defenders. Playing Bortnichuk into space. It was a 3-on-1, but he kept it himself. Had the angle to do so, but right at the last second, the penultimate touch was too big.
Facebook at Texoma FC and vote for your player of the game, located on Instagram and Facebook stories. Votes will be tallied at the 90th minute as we present the player of the game and wrestling belts. Player of the game presented by Flanagan's Outdoor Power Equipment and Toro.
Austin Pack is going to try and walk it off. Take another look at this break. It's a great pass into the feet of McManus and a good turn. Bortnichuk has one quick look to his right, but other than that is only looking at the goal. Doesn't check to see where his teammates are. Tries to do it all himself and had the lane to do so, if not for that last touch. A little too heavy at full steam ahead and is into the book. 75th minute, 2 apiece. That would have been Texoma's first lead of the night. Austin Pack going to try and carry on, repositioning his shin guards. Thank goodness he was wearing them. Seems to be okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A caution has been issued by the referee to Texoma FC number 17, Maciek Bortnichuk, from 73rd minute.
A former Charlotte Independence man in his first campaign with Tormenta. Been described by his head coach Ian Cameron as, quote, a bloody good goalkeeper. Comes up big in the big moments, and didn't he do just that?
The 75th minute tonight is brought to you by
It's a great save.
Entertainment.
Ian Cameron said he needed a goalkeeper that can make big time saves and has a distribution pattern that can find teammates short, but also pick out guys on the long ball. And Austin Pack, quote, ticked all of those boxes. Now it's about helping him achieve the next level of that game. What are some places where number one can improve, and how can he get there? Always trying to get better. A record setter, a record holder in League One. As the fans will rally behind their side. This would be 5 in a row undefeated for Texoma. It would be the first point in USL League One since April 26th for Tormenta. Coach Cameron said when they score first, they get at least a result or even a win. They did that tonight. Goal in the 9th minute from Gabriel Alves, equaled in the 21st by Will Perkins. 8 minutes later, Aaron Walker to double Tormenta's tally before Luke McCormick brought it back to a level score in first half stoppage time. Big throw from Perkins, met by Alves and Cabral as well. Quick feet from Reed Stephen to find Ianjo. Appeals for offside, not given. Reed Stephen cutting it back and all the way through. Second opportunity, luffed it in and headed away. Third time not to be a charm as Bortnichuk cuts it out and Blamini loses his footing. Perkins is taking a seat inside his own 18-yard box, motioning toward the right leg, and trainers will be waved on. The man who had over 3,000 career minutes for Michigan State, born in Detroit, made his 8th start of the campaign tonight, has appeared in all 10 matches. Scored his first of 2025, and Coach Adrian Forbes may look to his bench as Perkins is ready to carry on. Or no, maybe looking toward the touchline. Coach Forbes will make a change. Davey Mason to check into the match, the midfielder. Another former South Georgia player, over 30 appearances for the club. 3 former Tormenta players now on the pitch for Texoma. Alves in his first season with the club, so too Nare. Rashid in his first day with the club. Stretch. 1-2 cut away, but sent into the box and over. Alves there to scoop it up and scoop it out. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more on Sirius XM 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Headed on for Vivas, Sebastian Vivas, wrong footing the defender and volleying it wide. May have had more time to take that closer to goal. Tried from distance on the half volley, and an outstretched Garcia couldn't get there. It's a very clever flick. Vivas thought he was going to be closed down by Kalfel, so had to go, kept it low, couldn't steer it on target. Now Spengler in a foot race. Rashid winning it, and Pack into the stands. Good catch by the fan, but he's got to give it back. Cabral going down. Big sliding challenge from Teddy Baker, who is on a yellow card. Baker was late. He's on a booking. And there may be a case there for South Georgia to have their protests, but the referee was right on it. And if he makes a legitimate play on the ball, Teddy Baker, he'll stay out of the book, and that's exactly what the referees decided. Fourth official as well was right there. Joe. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Tested header. Garcia there to clean it up. Benamna ready to enter the contest. Native of the Central African Republic, moved to the U.S. at the age of 12, capped 3 times with his home country. Rashid. Dre slotted in a little bit deeper to help facilitate the buildup. So too has Cabral. Tormenta really sending numbers high here for the long ball. Reed Stephen gonna try and go himself and has the pace to do so. Not a good clearance. Thankfully for Texoma, skips under the foot of Niall Reed Stephen. Goals and 20 caps with Barbados, as Teddy Baker will escape foul trouble by taking a spot on the bench for the aforementioned Donald Benamna. And that will be the 5th and final change for Texoma. Ian Cameron has one more for South Georgia if he chooses to use it. Going down, free kick. They will likely take their time to set this one up. McCormick with a look of bewilderment. And right on cue, Ian Cameron will use his final change. Connor Doyle will be the final substitute of the match. Aaron Walker will be taken off. Doyle with his 7th appearance of the season, a Texas native, born in McKinney. Formerly a League One champion with Greenville. Most recently of Union Omaha. Scored on his Tormenta debut off the bench. What a time to get another here. 86th minute. The captain Cabral sending it in and headed just wide. Niall Reed Stephen was there, but will not be on the score sheet as of yet. Rather, it was Thabo Nare with a great effort. Got free amidst the fray, unable to steer it inside the post. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Not long now from Bearcat Stadium, the first ever meeting between Texoma and Tormenta. Is there to be late drama? Tormenta seeking its first win And its first points since April 26th against the Greenville Triumph in the Jägermeister Cup. Last win in League One coming on April the 12th against the Portland Hearts of Pine. One draw in the season the week before that against Chattanooga by the same scoreline as we have now. Texoma looking for its 4th straight win. A draw would be their 5th match unbeaten. It's great footwork from Ben Amna, still going, dancing his way to the byline. And McCormick unable to wriggle free at the near post. Pack trying to calm things down. Great goalkeeping from the veteran. Look at the feet from Ben Amna. The scissor step, the extra touch. Good low cross. A little bit too close to home in the end. Scooped forward. Chavez forced to head it out of play. Alves, poor first touch. Captain for Texoma, Jordan Chavez. Signed his first pro contract after being scouted by U.S. soccer legend Landon Donovan. Now we enter the 90th minute from the Lone Star State. Dre sending it forward. Second ball won by Dlamini, who will try and start the counter. Stretch will shuffle it away from danger. Spengler has a flair for the dramatic and has the flair to win the free kick. Taken quickly. Bornichuk trying to catch the Tormenta defense out. McCormick spent a lot of the second half on the far side. Lined up on the near side in the first. Great fake from Lamini. McManus chesting it down, and Anna didn't continue his run. Doyle stopped by Lamini. Great tackle, and unfortunate that it doesn't find a teammate. 5 minutes will be added on at a minimum. Dre directing traffic. It would be a big point on the road for Tormenta. Texoma just above the playoff line as the live table stands in place number 8 with 12, tied with AV Alta. South Georgia in 12th with 8. It's a very close race. Only 5 points separate 14th place Westchester from 5th place One Knox. Long throw sent skyward by Kilwine. Back down by Alves, away by Lamini. This could be a nervy moment. McCormick off to the races, trying to beat his mark. Looking for support to the back post! Bornichuk goes down. Texoma up in arms for a foul, and the referee says goal kick.
Stoppage time is brought to you by Spa 31.
Great win from McCormick. Head on a swivel, looking for help, plays a great ball. Portnichuk was arriving for it, and the challenge came in from behind. Enough of a touch on the ball. Tormenta able to recover just barely. Spengler in the way. Alves. It's great goalkeeping from Garcia. Came out for it very quickly. Kilwine going forward. The Texoma faithful urging him on. It's a great ball, but it's cut away. And now he'll have to track back. Cabral can start the counter. It's a crunching challenge from Spengler, who will take the yellow card. With Preston Kilwine out of position, Hajmir Spengler doing what he had to stop the play. Great move by Reed Stephen. Always going to be a yellow card. Spengler into the book. Four yellow cards in the first half. We've seen 3 in the second.
Has been issued by the referee to Texoma FC. Number 10, Oscar Spengler from the 94th minute.
It will take a special delivery for Cabral to tee up one of his teammates from this sort of distance. Has the loft. Headed down. Chavez couldn't get there, sent back in by Alves. Garcia came out for it, and the flag will go up. Look at what it means to Garcia and Calfo sharing an embrace after the brave goalkeeping. Wouldn't have counted anyways, but it's a brave punch. Managed to get there, and another big stop too. And that's what it means to Texoma to continue their dominance as of late. Garcia looking long. Spengler trying to settle it and finds a teammate in space. It's McCormick with 1 goal already tonight. Closed down by Dre. Ball sat up nicely for him. Sent away. And 5 minutes set to elapse. And the referee will bring the match to a close. The first ever meeting between Texoma and Tormenta ends with the honors even. A 4-goal first half, none in the second 45. The reigning player of the month, Javier Garcia, making a number of important saves down the stretch to preserve the undefeated streak. Tormenta rally on the road to get their first point in quite some time. And a strong performance against a team in form.
The heartbeat of Texoma FC.
The Experience, presented by El Jimador Spike Bebidas, is a video docu-series that shows the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporter groups. The latest episode showcases Forward Madison and their supporters group, The Flock, and is available on youtube.com/USL on June 17th.
The stakes are higher. You know what's on the line.
We're here to support the crest, the club, and the community.
This is what the Heady Derby's all about.
I don't know about other people, but I kind of get goosebumps.
We show up no matter what the weather is. In the snow, 35 degrees.
The club has developed, the team has developed, so has the fan base.
People in this town love this team, pack these stands out for every single game.
Ian Cameron guiding his side to a draw and a big point on the road. South Georgia finding some momentum, finding the first goal in this match, and there were 4 in total, split right down the middle. Let's take you through the full-time highlights from Bearcats Stadium. 9th minute, and we had our first goal of the night. Gabriel Alves profiting off of a big-time save from Javier Garcia, one-on-one against Yaniv Bazzini, and the rebound expertly dispatched. Bazzini onto his left. It's a great save from number 13, but he's unlucky in the end to find that one in the back of his own net. 1-0 Tormenta. Texoma conceded early on the road last time out. They found a way to rally and respond. They did the same with the 19-year-old Reed Valentine. Big win, head on a swivel, pushing it forward. Doesn't have much with Luke McCormick, so he sends it right back to where it came from. Valentine's cross deflected up into the air and back down by Will Perkins. Off the noggin, off the post, onto the score sheet. 1-1. Texoma equalizes in the 21st. It wouldn't be a level contest for very long, though. 29th minute. How about Alves with this beautiful ball into the feet of Aaron Walker? Timed his run to perfection. The needle threaded expertly by the Sao Paulo native. Walker with his first of the campaign. Tormenta back on top, and it was scratched out in stoppage time. Ajmir Spengler, another amazing pass, and Luke McCormick with the wherewithal to take one more touch and fire low into the back of the net. 2-2, the final from Sherman as we take a look at the full-time stats. South Georgia continued their dominance with possession. 12 shots, only had 3 in that second half. Texoma with 6 in the match, but only 2 on target, yet both of those found the back of the net. Couple offsides, yellow cards, a hotly contested match, and it really was a very, very good watch in USL League One. So that's gonna do it from the Lone Star State. Texoma and Tormenta will share the points. 2-2 the final in the first ever clash between the clubs. An exciting match all the way through. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. For everyone behind the scenes, from our producer, Mauricio Rodriguez, I've been Philip Galati saying so long and have a great rest of your Father's Day weekend. Good night!
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.